The more you expose your pain, the more some individuals may seek to harm you. Although it doesn't always occur, it is common for certain people to take pleasure in witnessing your suffering or even contribute to it occurring or escalating. This behavior of sadism and jealousy is unfortunately prevalent among many and can indeed obstruct your personal growth in various areas of life, whether at work, within a circle of friends, or even in the family. Therefore, learning not to display your vulnerabilities can ultimately transform into your greatest strength. Picture yourself as a tree in the midst of a storm. The leaves may flutter and the branches may sway, but the trunk remains sturdy, firmly rooted in the earth. This is the depiction of silent resilience that we are going to explore here. We will discuss how you can become even stronger by demonstrating that you are not easily swayed by external matters, with each challenge teaching you to embody the essence of the tree. By acting as if nothing disturbs you, you are not denying the existence of the storm, but rather choosing not to allow the rain to drench you or the wind to topple you. You will learn to be the architect of your own destiny, steadfast, strong, and tranquil amidst a sea of chaos. In this video, we will delve into 18 Stoic principles of Epictetus, a great and esteemed philosopher you have likely already heard of. Additionally, I invite you to a journey of self-discovery, where strength does not stem from the clamor of thunder, but from the stillness of the light that illuminates the way. Therefore, in the next few minutes, focus on the content and not on daily distractions. Let's begin. Principle number 1, always anticipate the worst. One of the major sources of anxiety and its damaging effects is the belief that unfavorable situations are looming in the future. We worry that our children will drop out of school, that we'll lose our jobs, that our spouse will reveal an affair and request a divorce, or that some other misfortune, like financial ruin, will strike. The problem is, we fear one issue today and another tomorrow, constantly adding to our worries. Life, while offering joyful moments, also presents us with inevitable challenges. As a result, we live in constant stress, driven by daily anxieties. Here is where Epictetus' wisdom comes into play. He suggests that we imagine the worst has already occurred. By doing so, our spirit develops resilience and the ability to face difficulties with grace. Principle number 2, embrace failure as the only path to progress. We often go to great lengths to avoid being seen as foolish. However, Epictetus offers a different perspective. According to his philosophy, being perceived as foolish can actually be one of the best things that can happen, as it paves the way for true professional and personal growth. The Stoic philosopher reminds us that success is not the result of an instant reaction, but the outcome of a long journey of trial and error. It is through our mistakes that we refine ourselves and move closer to excellence. Principle number 3, be mindful of the dangers of fortune. The wealth we crave often carries a stigma that few can escape. It's not just about those who suddenly appear, pretending friendship to benefit from our riches. Money has the power to change people, and not always for the better. Once we possess this coveted resource, we may discover qualities within ourselves we didn't know existed, and from that point, our spirit can begin to erode, leading to the loss of moral values. Principle number 4, do not hold on to a single hope. Fortunately, we are beings naturally inclined to embrace variety. There is no reason to pin all our hopes on a single dream, as failure in that one pursuit could be devastating. Epictetus encourages us to follow multiple aspirations, as this will greatly increase our chances of achieving success. Principle number 5, always remember that death awaits at the end of the road. This is not a call to pessimism, but rather a reminder that death is the inevitable conclusion of all our actions and efforts. With this in mind, we might begin to reconsider whether it's truly worth spending 20 years of our limited time saving for a house we cannot take with us when death arrives. Just as we carry essentials like our phone, credit cards, or toothbrush for daily life, it would be wise to carry a small notebook with these Stoic principles. By doing so, we'll stop seeing setbacks as misfortunes and time as endless, gaining a more grounded perspective on life and making better use of the time we have. Principle number 6. True wealth lies in a contented spirit through Stoicism. Epictetus had a distinct view of happiness, captured in one of his well-known sayings. A wise man is one who does not lament what he lacks, but finds joy in what he possesses. This reflection is more than just a thought. It is a reminder to stop feeling troubled by the riches we have yet to attain. While we complain about what we lack, we miss precious moments of happiness in which we could be grateful for all that we have already accomplished, which is far more than we often recognize. In this sense, a truly rich person is, above all, a happy person. Principle number 7. Incorporate humility into your life. If you truly want to learn, it's crucial to unlearn what you think you already know. Through this phrase, Epictetus urges us to embrace humility, especially when it comes to learning. Walking through life with the arrogance of assumed knowledge only distances us from genuine understanding, which comes from acknowledging that we know very little about what we aim to learn. By doing so, we will approach everything with the curiosity and wonder of a child, possessing both the capacity for awe and the desire to grow. Principle number 8. Guilt is akin to a plague. Small-minded individuals blame others. Ordinary people blame themselves, but the wise see all guilt as senseless. This insight from Epictetus has influenced modern therapists who now view guilt as a feeling to be eliminated from our lives. The only way to conquer guilt is to refuse to engage with it. The problem lies in how easy it is to fall into this trap. Blaming others or ourselves absolves us from the responsibility of correcting our mistakes. Succumbing to guilt is a tempting escape, but only those with strong determination can avoid it while still taking ownership of their actions. Principle number 9. Form alliances with successful people. It's interesting how we instinctively move away when someone sneezes, fearing they'll spread their illness to us. Yet, we're often less cautious about avoiding one of the most harmful contagions we encounter daily: negative influence. Epictetus offers a wise piece of advice here. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be your best. The behavior of others deeply affects our mood. Some people drain our energy and ruin our day, while others fill us with joy and enthusiasm. Thus, one of the wisest choices we can make is to align ourselves with those who bring positivity into our lives and distance ourselves from those who make us regret our very existence. Principle number 10. Always bear in mind that your responses shape your fate. We must not underestimate our reactions, as they undeniably define our achievements or failures. Epictetus was very emphatic about this. He taught us that we do not possess the ability to choose what occurs, but rather how to handle it. Adversity can befall any of us, but it is our actions in response to it that will set the course from that point forward. For some individuals, a divorce signifies a descent into depression and victimhood. Conversely, for Epictetus, it represents a valuable opportunity to embark on the journey of self-discovery. Remember that your life is not determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to it. Principle number 11. Always carry out your responsibilities. Each of us has a function in society and the world, and the sun doesn't require admiration or flattery to rise each morning. It simply does so without fail. Similarly, just as every element of nature performs its duty, we must meet our commitments. If we are relying on approval or accolades to complete our tasks, we are failing both the community to which we belong and ourselves. If we understand what our role is and recognize that others depend on it, it is our ethical obligation to execute it without waiting for anyone to prompt us. Principle number 12. Do not harbor animosity toward those who detest you. simply disregard them. You are far greater and entirely above those who criticize, disdain, and discriminate against you. Therefore, do not squander your valuable time resenting that individual, as they do not merit a place in your thoughts. We are urged not to fear those who harm us, as that negativity signifies a regrettable effort to undermine you. So ignore it and become resilient to it. Principle number 13, embrace simplicity. Why lead a life of frugality? Even though we have the opportunity to surround ourselves with various luxuries today, the answer is much more straightforward and logical than you might think. Wealth does not sustain itself. It demands dedication and significant daily effort to maintain that system of opulence and affluence. In contrast, when we choose a simple lifestyle, we free ourselves from the burden of meeting deadlines for bills, loans, and credit cards. Principle number 14. When you permit the remarks and behaviors of others to disturb you, you are relinquishing control of your life. Any individual who can provoke your anger becomes your master. However, that person can only incite your anger if you allow yourself to be unsettled by them. Epictetus helps us understand that there are numerous keys within us. Some lead to happiness, while others lead directly to emotional devastation. It is precisely this latter key that we surrender to those who provoke our anger. The solution to this dilemma is to establish a barrier that shields us from being influenced by the actions of others. For each individual is ultimately responsible for what they say and for what they choose to hear. Principle number 15. Friendship surpasses wealth. Authentic wealth lies in sincere friendships, as they will stand by us if one day our material fortune evaporates. Therefore, devote yourself to nurturing true friendships, and you will be making a highly rewarding long-term investment. Principle number 16. Always derive benefits from experiences. Regardless of what occurs, it is up to you to capitalize on it or not. These were the words of Epictetus. As you can see, it's not merely about having the opportunity to extract the good from adversity, but that doing so is our responsibility. As long as you possess intelligence, you will have the ability to recognize the advantages available in the situation that has impacted you. Imagine one day arriving at work to discover that you are being laid off. Instead of succumbing to despair and blaming the universe for being against you, you have the chance to pursue that venture you have always dreamed of while fulfilling your work commitments alongside colleagues you didn't enjoy working with. Therefore, always strive to seek the positive in any situation, as this proactive approach, accumulated throughout your life, will undoubtedly propel you further than mere lamentation. Principle number 17. Cease worrying about what is beyond your control. You are the steward of your opinions, but not of your reputation. You may possess the desire and enthusiasm for seeking, but you cannot dictate the amount of wealth you accumulate or the level of success you achieve. Therefore, fretting and becoming bitter over things we cannot influence is simply choosing to squander time. According to Epictetus, we are encouraged to cultivate those values that we have the power to change, but it is also our duty to relinquish what is beyond our control and allow fate to manage it. In addition to being incredibly beneficial for daily life, Stoic principles provide teachings that can assist us in navigating challenging times with purpose and resilience. Their philosophy does not accommodate daydreaming, but rather emphasizes applying what we have learned and progressing forward. I hope you enjoyed the video, and since you've made it to the end, share your thoughts with us by writing Armored Wisdom in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Until next time,